the boy that cried wolf. Well, you know, I think that's what's been going on. There's been so many times that we feel like they've been crying wolf to us.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When it does happen, we're caught off guard. Hey y'all, it's Mikey. Welcome to the farm. So, cleanup begins, y'all. And we got a mess. But not near as bad as most of you got. So, we're just going to go with it and do the best we can to get it cleaned back up and straighten back up around here. We are getting it done, y'all. And it is so funny how a storm and cleanup can sometimes force you to clean up other things
That you've been putting off.
We're gonna try to get all this debris off of the top of the picnic shelter cleaned off, and hubby is back at his ingenuity today trying to attach this pole to the end of the rake.
Yeah, so I can reach out there. I don't want to get my big behind on that roof.
I wouldn't either.
I'd probably go through it.
Yeah, so, and like we showed y'all before, we got a couple of bad places that do need to be replaced, and that's just another day's project. So y'all are fixing to see how hubby trained me on this tractor whenever he has to reach up high. Y'all might want to say some prayers for him. this stuff is coming off as good as it is, because it's pretty thick. And like I said, y'all can see a couple of places in the roof that we do need to repair. But other than that, it's in pretty good condition. It's just right in this area. Hubby, you're doing a good job there. Y'all can see how thick that is. It definitely needs to be cleaned off. But we have so many pine trees down here right around the picnic shelter area. And it just piles it on there. All right, y'all, I'm moving him forward. So far, so good. The chickens want to know what's going on. Hubby, the chicken said, what in the world is all that racket?
Yeah, they look like they're getting a little bit nervous, but I think some good stuff's starting too from the roof on these.
Yeah.
We're going to have to eventually get up here and replace all the tent.
Yeah, that's what I told him. We got a couple of bad places in that tent, for sure. But for the most part, those chickens in there, they got a nice dry area. Even with some roof damage, they still got some dry. So y'all, I told hubby, I've got the easy job now. He's got the hard job. I was out here raking, and he was coming behind me with the pitchfork, picking up my piles, and I told him I had the hard job. So now we traded. Fair's fair, right? Now, y'all, I do have to say, that's some pretty good backing right there for an old city girl.
Not bad at all. You backed it right up in here.
Yeah, I didn't even get in the fire.
No. No, you did good. You did really good.
All right, back at it.
We're going to try this. Not certain how much we'll get off of it.
Yeah, this is the other side over here of this picnic shelter, and it's just a pretty tight squeeze over here.
Yeah.
So I think you can get it. I got confidence in you.
We're going to try.
So guys, on this side of the picnic shelter is a little bit higher than the other side, so I think that's another thing too, is hubby trying to reach. So we're gonna lift him up a little bit, see if he can't reach the center of this roof. cleaned over on this side. Looks like we got a couple of places of tin vent on the edges right here, but this one doesn't have as much damage as the other side does. Look at how thick this pine straw is, y'all. This is one of those projects, as you can see, we tend to put off because it's so hard to get this tractor maneuvered around the picnic shelter and to be able to get up there and get it scraped off. So this is just one of those things that we put off as long as we possibly can, but since we're down here cleaning up, might as well do it while we're down here. Look at how thick that pine straw is, just hanging off the edge. Now that is some thick mess to clean up. Got that roof cleaned off pretty good up there. Just getting all that pine straw up down there. It's a lot of it. Got a fire going good over there. Got one going back over here. Getting it burned up and cleaned up down here. Shep said he's gonna help. Shepherd, you helping? He helps to get in the way. He said he helps to get in the way. He's a good boy. He lays right down every single time where you need to get. Yeah. He said, I'll lay right here and supervise. Shep is the supervisor. Alright, y'all. Taking a load of this pine straw that we're cleaning up from down by the picnic shelter. And we're burning a lot of it, but we're also taking a good bit of it up to our garden area. We're going to burn it up there and give us some good compost for our garden areas, y'all. Okay, I'm going to try to do this while I'm filming and operating the tractor at the same time. Getting us a good old pile up here already. Got that load dumped. Go back down and get another one. It's a little hard to operate the tractor and the phone at the same time, but I'm enjoying bringing y'all along. Luckily, we didn't get near as much damage down here as I thought we were gonna get. I know that a lot of people really got hit hard by this storm, and a lot of our friends that we've met since we've started our YouTube channel, boy, I tell you what, they got a mess. As y'all can see, we pretty much got the majority of this down here. Just about hit it right in here. Better.
He's watching. He's
He sure is.
Looking down.
He said, give him some good bugs. He said, is there any good bugs down there? Got another one. There's some nosy chickens.
Yeah, they are. They want to know what's going on, I think.
They sure do. They've been out here watching us all day.
Mm-hmm. Either that or they watching the fires and scared we're going to have a barbecue.
Yeah.
The pigs has been watching too. All right, y'all. As you can see, this big old pine tree, it was dead. But the wind blew it down, which took down this two little trees right here. And the limb hanging right there broke it off. And I took the tractor and pushed it off. Y'all, it daggone, that tree right there, the green with the green on it, it was actually laying on top of the camper. It didn't do no damage to it, but it actually fell onto the camper. So I went ahead and pushed it off just to get it out of the way. But it took that down. But fortunately, we didn't get no damage to the house, thank goodness. So we got off very lucky down here. We didn't have really no damage. I mean, a few pieces of loose tin, nothing we can't fix. But very fortunate. And everyone that was affected by this, they're in our prayers. You done raked all this by yourself.
Yes.
All of this.
So, somebody would think that I like to rake or something, right?
Something. I hate raking myself.
It's good exercise, though. The only thing is, my hands are starting to blister.
Oreo said she likes to eat.
I'm gonna try to get this raked up on in this pile up here.
All right. Yeah, we can go ahead and burn that one. Go ahead and get them taken care of.
Just a couple I mean, I'm sure that the mower can come in through here, but a lot of it I raked up because there were so many tree limbs and
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
just easier to get the rake to it.
Well, it looks good, I tell you that.
Look at the damage that this storm did on this driveway. It washed it out pretty good in some spots. Show y'all down here. You can see where the water's been running off, and look at the ruts. I don't know if y'all can see that good on camera or not, but it wreaked some havoc on this driveway. Right in here is really bad. It's gonna take some work to get this back together for sure. So this is what I'm discovering after I get all the debris out. You can see how deep that is. That's pretty bad. Yep. So all that was sitting in that. Got it washed out pretty good there. And the whole driveway, all the way down, has just spots like this all the way down. Hubby's out here with the blower getting all the debris off the driveway. I'm out here with the rake, trying to rake stuff back. And this is what we figured would be the best option to do. Get all this debris, as you see, as much as possible off the driveway. I've already gone through and raked a lot of it out before we start coming in with the tractor and the scrape blade. Try to fix some of these places that are washed out really bad. We got a lot of maintenance work to do out here on this driveway. We got some limbs down. I've already been out here picking some up, but just kind of scattered throughout. And as y'all can see, that one's broke off. Gonna have to get that one down. Got a couple of them like that. We did not get near the devastation that our upstate South Carolina on up into North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky. A lot of devastation up that way as well. You know, this storm was pretty massive, and boy did it leave a trail all the way up from Florida on up the eastern coast and in our mountain region. I can't even imagine what a lot of people are doing right now up in eastern Tennessee and Appalachia area of North Carolina, Virginia. Just a lot of devastation, a lot of devastation. And I can't complain about this little bit here that we've got to contend with. I am a little worried that there is another storm system coming through, and we just hope and pray that we don't get any further devastation behind that, especially the ones that are already having to contend with some very severe road outages, bridge. Their homes are just completely gone. And I couldn't imagine having to face that. But somehow we find a way to manage and make it through, and a lot of times come out better on the other end. It's hard to see it that way when you're right in the middle of it, but it will be okay, and we come out and we fare out and we move on and take things as they go. Just know that all of you are in our thoughts and prayers. All of you that are suffering right now. So we kind of know that feeling when we had that massive flood a couple of years ago come through here. It washed out a lot of our bridges, our homes. You know, it did so much damage on the driveway. We were stuck down here for several days to weeks. Couldn't get out. Grocery stores, everything was shut down. So just from that flood, we can relate to a lot of you. We had a lot of damage in our basement, a lot of our personal belongings when we were trying to move in here and get our stuff situated. So our entire basement flooded. So it was a lot of cleanup then, a lot more than what we have now. And you know, it almost makes you feel guilty to look at the little bit of damage you have to contend with compared to what others are having to deal with right now. I just know I'm so thankful and so blessed that we didn't have to contend with that. So, but a lot of people did. And y'all just please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And, you know, if it's in your community, find a way to get out and help. Find a way to get out and help. Get your community and your neighborhood and your neighbors back on track and back in order. That's the best help that anybody can receive. this hurricane really didn't do too much damage, not near as much as we thought it was going to bring us.
Yeah.
You know, I was worried that morning when we were already getting rain before the storm actually came through here, and seeing the ponds filling up, and the catfish pond was just
running over the
running
dam.
over. Yeah. So, you know, and that was that morning. And the actual storm did not come through here until late that night. It was dark outside.
12 o'clock.
Yeah, we started getting some high winds and things like that, but it really hit us in the middle of the night. So
Yeah.
we didn't get a whole lot of footage, honestly, from that, because you couldn't see anything because it was really dark. You could hear it. So hubby here, he has been on the tractor and trying to get this driveway back in order, and I've been on the lawnmower trying to get raked up and some limbs picked up. And it's good to know, so both people can get out and get it together. And
yeah, normally I would have had to do all this by myself, but now that you're learning how to operate everything, it's very helpful to have both people being able to do something. You go two different ways and accomplish two tasks at one time.
At one time. So I was telling our viewers, you know, it almost makes you feel guilty that the minimal damage that we received down here versus so many people that received just some severe damage and devastation. And you know, I told them we could relate how that feels somewhat when we had that massive flood come down through here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was a mess.
And took out a lot of bridges and roads, and being stuck down here for a while.
Yeah, it caused a lot of damage. For anybody like this in our position right now, you can make sure you're not, because I see on TV what they're doing. They're running to the store and stuff like that. The ones that can, they're weaving in around trees. I watched on the news last night. You don't need to be out in that. You need to already, if you know there's a hurricane coming, it might be bad, it might not be bad, it might be just somewhere in the middle. But you always need to have gas. If you hear on the news that there's a hurricane or anything like that coming, you need to already have you a couple gallons of gas, have you a little tiny generator or a solar powered generator. You need to have you some food, some bread, and non-perishable stuff already stocked up, like peanut butter, jelly, bread, stuff like that don't need refrigeration. A couple cans of soup, you can always warm them up somehow, even over a fire or something like that. But I see all these people, you know, they've been hit a couple of times by these hurricanes and stuff like that, and I see them running to the store. They should already be prepared and stuff like that for any event that happens like this. Now, the people that had their home completely washed away, there's nothing they can do. I mean, everything you have was lost. But anytime you hear of an event that's going to happen, it could be just a tropical storm, an ice storm, anything, you could lose power. So you need to already be stocked up on these things, not wait till it happens or the day it's going to happen and try to run to the store and get things.
So I think, honestly, what the problem with that is a lot of times is people have become so complacent because our weather, it can be hit or miss. We can be told so many times it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad, and it comes through and it's nothing. So, you know, I really think that that's what is going on in our country now, that from old to young, generation over and over and over, being told so many things, that there's going to be devastation. There's, you know, be prepared for this, for that. You know, and it doesn't happen as bad as we think it's going to, or it doesn't happen at all. And it's caused a lot of people to become so complacent.
Yeah, and I agree to that. I can understand that mindset too. But that's why I was saying you should have a little generator. I mean, just save up for a little. You can go like the Northern Tool and buy like a Honda ECU 22i for, I think it's $1,095. And that little generator, if you go buy the canned fuel, you won't have to worry about like ethanol being in the gas and stuff like that. Just keep you a couple cans of that and a couple gallons of that, and that'll get you through a storm. Don't put any fuel in it until you're going to use it. Then you won't have to worry about it gumming up the carburetors and stuff like that. But the things that I was suggesting, like bread, peanut butter, jelly, stuff like that, it's not like, okay, nothing happened, now I'm stuck with 2 loaves of bread and a jar of peanut butter and jelly. I mean, you can always eat peanut butter and jelly and bread, make some toast for
Or
breakfast.
if you don't use all the bread, take it and drop it off at one of these food banks.
Yeah.
To help somebody else in need. You know, if you bought stuff and it wasn't bad, there's always people out there that need food and things like that, that are not in the position that we are.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And, you know, that would be a good way to be able to stock up really good. And if you have anything left over that you know you're not going to use or need, take it and drop it off at a food bank or your local church or something. Yeah. They can find somebody that can use it. But like I was saying, it doesn't matter where you live. You can get any storm come through. We've got to stop being so complacent, you know, and thinking that it's never going to happen or it's not going to be as bad as that they say it's going to be. Because we're going to keep going through this as what I call our media and, you know, different things that are crying wolf.
Yeah.
You know, the old fairy tale story.
Yeah.
The boy that cried wolf. Well, you know, I think that's what's been going on. There's been so many times that we feel like they've been crying wolf to us.
Yeah.
And then guess what? When it does happen, we're caught off guard. So that's why it's always good to be prepared for anything, the unexpected. And, you know, anytime they're calling for any bad weather or storm or anything to happen, hey, it's better to be prepared or even overly prepared than not prepared enough.
Yeah, it pains me every time I see on the news the people like last night. There was a line wrapped around the, what was it, kind of grocery?
Publix.
A Publix grocery store. It was the only grocery store that was open.
Right.
And it pains me to see all them people needing this, needing
something.
That food, something.
That they honestly should have had before the storm came through.
That way, because it's dangerous to leave your house. You never know when you could drive through a water puddle.
Or a power line.
Power line be down and electrocute you and kill you. I mean, a tree limb fall out of a tree or a tree fall on over on you.
Right. Everything's so unstable.
So you need to stay inside. You don't need to be, like right now, actually 2 of our daughters are trapped up where they live at.
Right, in our upstate area.
No power.
They have no power. So, I mean...
And they told them it's liable to be, what, the 5th?
Of October.
5th, before they could even get power back to them. So that's already been, what's it been, 2 days now?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
Yeah, and we were like that down here when the flood came through. We went weeks with no power. But we were prepared for that.
Yeah.
So it made things so much easier. Get you a cook stove, a camp stove.
Yeah.
You know, those things are the best to be able to cook on. And all you need is a little propane tank. Make sure you got your propane. And, you know, if your power goes out, you still have the capability to cook you a nice warm meal.
Yeah, I will tell you, you can go to Walmart. I don't like Walmart, but you can go to Walmart and buy one of them little Coleman double burner stoves that holds the propane tanks. And I think the stove's probably about $60 or something like that, somewhere around there. Don't hold me to it. And then you can buy the propane tanks. You can buy a 4-pack of them for like $19. 4 packs of propane. I mean, the 4-pack of propane tanks would probably last about 2 or 3 weeks. So just, I mean, buy you like the stove,
right,
and like 2 sets of the 4 8 tanks, and you're set to go no matter what happens. And then all you have to do is keep you some like chicken noodle soup and some peanut butter and jelly. And you know, if you know something's gonna happen, grab you a couple loaves of bread, and you can just stay right there and worry about protecting your family and your assets.
Right. I think the biggest thing is we need to quit being so complacent.
Yeah.
We need to quit thinking that everything is just a cry wolf, because you don't want to be stuck unprepared. And, you know, anybody can call preppers, conspiracy theorists, or whatever, but I tell you what, they're prepared. And that's how we all need to be. You never know when you're going to get caught off guard.
Yeah.
So y'all, even in the midst of us cleaning up this mess that we got here, getting the driveway back in order, we are also getting further prepared in case we get this other storm system coming through and it's worse than what we got. Hubby's going around with the traco and digging out some drainage ditches to try to divert the water better. And we did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When we did have that flood come through to divert a lot of the water, there's only so much you can do in a situation like that. Yeah,
they slowly fill them with sand over time. Every rain washes some sand out and then the grass grows on it. This gets higher and higher. So they need to be dug back out.
Right. So, you know, for any of y'all that may be in the situation that we are in, you've got very minor damage, you know, while you have the chance and you're cleaning up, go ahead and get yourself set up and prepared for another storm event that may cause more havoc for you. So, and, you know, that's maintenance I would definitely suggest keeping up with when you're going through and getting ready for any type of storm come through or anything like that. You know, make sure that your drainage areas or anything like that are cleaned out really good.
Yep.
And, you know, do what you can as you go along and always be prepared.
Yep. I'm going to pick some of these pears up. God knocked all these pears down, so we're not going to let them go to waste. We're going to look at them. That's a lot of pears, y'all. And I mean, some of these things are softball size. And I didn't even realize there was that many pears still up on the tree. But there's actually still pears still up there. That is a tall tree. So I'm going to pick these up. I got me a basket over here. I'm going to take them and pick some of them up. And she's going to can some of them, make some pear halves and heavy syrup. And probably some pear butter and not certain what else she's going to do with them. But any bad ones, I'll just take them down there and give them to the pigs or the cows. They'll really like those. So we don't let nothing go to waste around here. So let me show y'all here. Look at this pear. This thing is a handful. That's bigger than a softball. So we're going to take some of these and we're going to put them to good use, y'all. All right, y'all, I got a basket full. It didn't take many of them big old pears to fill that basket up. That is some big pears. Big pears. So I'm going to take them down to the house, get on the little excavator and go clean some of these ditches out. She's over here cutting all this grass up on this, well, the leaves and stuff. She just cut the grass not long ago. So she's getting that cleaned back up and chopping all the little leaves and stuff up, make the garden look good again. All right, y'all. As you can see what I'm doing, I'm digging the ditch back out. You can see the ditch is done filled full and it's almost level with the road, with the driveway over there. So what I've done is just dig it out about 8 inches, 10 inches deep, going up. And that'll allow the water, let me come over here. You can see how the ditch is full. So I'll dig it out right behind me right there, going down to that bump where you can see that gravel right there. You see that gravel right there, and then I'll dig going that way. I dug it out a long time ago when we had the 1,000-year flood, and it's just done filled back up full of silt and sand, and the grass is done growing in it. So I'm just digging it back out, and come spring, I wish I'd have done this earlier, where the grass would have had a chance to grow. But now we're getting into the fall. But hopefully it won't wash too bad where I piled the dirt up there. I'll run over it with the tractor and kind of pack it down, make like a berm out of it. And hopefully it'll stay there pretty good. But we needed to get this ditch dug out. And before I had to dig it with the backhoe, which anybody knows, digging with a backhoe can be a little aggravating because you can only dig like you're 6, 7, 8, 9 feet out. Then you have to lift the stabilizers up, pick the backhoe up, get off the tractor, go around, get on the tractor, and drive forward, come back, put the stabilizers down. And it was kind of a slow, tedious job to do. So with this is so much easier. I done knocked out 40 feet in 5 minutes. We was actually iffy about doing the driveway because what's washed out is washed out and it can't really get too much worse. But it looks like here it goes, it looks like it's going to rain again now. And all that fresh dirt where I scraped the driveway, if it rains right now, it's going to wash the driveway out twice bad. Because I've loosened up the whole driveway trying to get all the holes filled. But there were some holes that was about 2.5 foot deep. So I had to fix it. So cross our fingers and hope we don't get no more rain right now.
All right, y'all. We are just about got it under control here. We still got a couple of more things to do and a couple of more limbs and...
Yeah, just a little bit. But pretty much got it knocked out.
Yeah. So... y'all just please be safe out there. Please make sure that you're preparing yourself for anything, bad weather, anything to come. And, you know, for all of us that fall into that trap of being complacent from time to time and, you know, feeling like it's a cry wolf and it's not really going to happen or it's not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
It's better to be, like I said, prepared, sometimes overly prepared.
Yeah, you can always eat an extra loaf of bread or a couple cans of chicken noodle soup over the course of a year. Or like she said, donate it to a charity or a church or a food drive or anything like that. I know most businesses have like food drives and charity drives, and you just, if you don't eat it, just drop it in that and you've done your good deed too.
Right. Y'all make sure if you can get out in your area, help your neighbors if they need some help getting things back together and do some good for your communities.
Yep.
Y'all take care out there. Please be safe. God bless.
God bless.
Y'all come back and see